Hey guys, Chris here. So, as you can probably tell, I'm in my workshop. So today this is something I'm doing for my own property. So I figured I would show you guys. This is how you make this is for a chain link fence, and this is how to make a perfect joint in the where you connect the two sections of fence, and like a really perfect joint if you want to make a perfect joint. So if you see this device that I put on my drill press, you can get this. I got it at Harbor Freight. It was like $60. If you have a drill press and you put this on it, you're using a hole saw to make half of a hole. So essentially you're making a perfect half circle to go around the other piece of pipe. I know a lot of guys do it with like chop saws, metal chop saws, and stuff like that, but there's no better way to do this than with a perfect half circle when you're putting it into another circle, where you're putting it around another circle. So how could you possibly have a better way to do that? You have a perfect. I'm going to show you. I already cut all my pieces, but I'm going to show you with a scrap piece. I'm going to just put it in here and show you a quick cut and how it comes out. And then show you how that fits around another pipe. And then I'm going to do a little bit of TIG welding and weld a couple pieces together, because I can't weld much together because I still have to get it outside, because my gates here are 8.5 feet tall, and they're then barbed wire on top. So it's I'm not going to be able to get it outside if I finish building it in here. So I'm just going to put a couple pieces together so you guys can see a TIG weld. But for right now, I'm going to grab a piece of pipe that I can use for this. So I'll be right back. So this is a good example. I already cut this piece, but actually here's like a small piece. But I do want to show you can put a long piece of pipe in there and it'll hold it. So this is a piece that I cut off, and this is a piece that I already cut the end of. You see the half circle? Fucking thing. See? Now watch this. You see how that just cradles right in there? There's not even barely a seam. When you weld that, that's so nice and easy to weld. I'll show you how you make the cut. So you open up the clamp. This is that's my laser cut thing to balance the planes on the CNC. Alright, so you put this through here, put it right in front of the hole saw. And I'm using a 2-inch hole saw for a 1 5/8 inch pipe, which has been working great. So then you just turn on your drill press and guide it slow, and you can actually do it on a pitch. This thing has all kinds of adjustments. You got all the way from 0 to you can go halfway at 30 or 45 or 60-degree cut, but that's only if you have like a crisscross in the fence or something like that. Let me let you guys see while I'm doing this. And you don't need a pilot because it can't move. I mean, the pipe can't move, and the drill press sure as hell ain't moving. So I took my milling table off the drill press to put this on, because I had to do this gate because I backed into it. But you see how perfect this cut is? Let me look from the back and see what you guys are seeing. Hold on, let me put you down a little bit. There we go. See, so that's the cut you're gonna get. See how much of a perfect half, so it needs to be sanded down a little bit, which I'll do over here with my bench grinder that I modified into a bench grinder and sander. All right. Oh, my pedal. I hook most of my stuff up that I use frequently to a pedal. It makes it a lot easier. That thing's needed a new belt for some time now. I keep forgetting to change it. I have a whole stack of them on the wall. But So now you see it's a nice clean cut. And now where's that other piece? Oh, it's in my hand. Hello. So this is going to sit in it just like that. You see? And they call that a saddle. They call it saddling or whatever. Something. There's other words for it too, but I just call it cutting pipe, making fence. And this is the best way I've found to do it. And I've done it with a grinder. I've done it with other types of saws, metal saws. Obviously, I have a lot of metal working equipment, but I don't, even a bandsaw is not meant to cut a circle. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's nothing else that's going to be strong enough to cut, galvanized steel and, cut it in a half circle. I mean, you could do it with a grinder and with all the other ways people do it, but you see how fast that was? And I was going slow so you guys could see what I was doing. I mean, I could do these like really quick. So it's just a more efficient way to do it. So that pipe we're not actually going to use. I'm just going to make a couple welds, like I said. I don't usually wear all this protective stuff. I have it because I should wear it, but I don't usually actually wear it as much as I should. I just wear my mask and sometimes my gloves. But I'm going to do more than that because I don't want to show people the wrong way to do things just because I don't do it the right way all the time. I try to do it the right way as much as I can, but I'm not perfect. So these are good to have, very good to have. You want to cover your arms because with TIG welding, there's not a crazy amount of spark, but I'm going to have to MIG weld most of it because I'm going to be outside. So TIG welding is too finicky to be done outside. I won't have enough shielding gas and all that stuff, so I'm going to do a couple of TIG welds in here what I can, and I'll bring the MIG welder outside and do the rest outside like that, which I have to bring this big tank and everything, but at least it's better than stick welding, I can tell you that much. Anyways, so I'm going to grab my TIG torch. There we go. I got to sharpen this up. So I have on the TIG torch, I have a button that I use. I have a pedal right there too, but since this is in an awkward spot, I'm going to use the button on the handle of the torch, and that will release my gas. And it's also my voltage, so I don't have any voltage control other than on and off, which is the only thing that kind of sucks, but I think the voltage I have should be good for metal. Good for galvanized steel. It's already, I sanded it down, so it's not really galvanized where I'm doing it, but. And you have to do that. You have to clean whatever you're welding, because if you don't, it's never gonna bond. How is that thing so damn stuck? There we go. Oh, it's still not coming out that way. Oh yeah. I was teaching my buddy starting to teach him how to TIG weld, and he got more than a couple times stuff stuck on it. So that's what that is. You know what? I think I'm going to just start with a brand new tungsten, and I'll sharpen this later. I have a couple in here that are already sharp. That one is. I think I could do a little better on the sharpening though. Is that the same diameter? Yeah. All right. This, let me just clean it up a little bit because I don't even want to put it in there like this. Excuse me 1 second, guys. I'm going to run to the belt sander because this will take a fraction of the time. I don't want to keep you guys waiting all day. And I don't want to be here all day. I want to get this done. So if any of you guys don't know how to TIG weld, you always want to have a very sharp tungsten. because it's part of what controls the arc. And also, I do it with the diamond wheel on a die grinder, but the best way to do it is, I think the best way is that belt sander, because you can have all the strokes going down, and that affects the direction of your arc. It actually makes a pretty significant difference when you do it that way compared to, I mean, with the diamond wheel, I've done it a lot of times, so I can get it pretty good, but it's not going to be as good as doing it with a belt sander or something that's going straight. You know what I mean? The scrapes are straight down, so the arc will go straight down with it. It makes it a lot more easier to control. Alright, where's my torch? Hello. Okay, guys, put this in. I get my TIG gloves. The TIG gloves I generally always wear, because those are, as far as welding gloves go, they're good gloves, because, you know, most of the other gloves you can't feel what you're doing, but TIG gloves are a little bit thinner, and they don't protect you as much, so but they will protect you. They are fireproof. They are, you know, you're not gonna get burnt using them, bad. If you, like, as long as you have them on and you don't touch anything crazy hot for more than a second, you're not gonna get burnt at all. But if you start touching really hot stuff, it's gonna get through eventually, faster than they will through like heavy gloves like these. But these are the TIG gloves. Oops. They're a lot more thin, but they also, you need that movement when you're doing TIG welding. So I got a 25-foot hose for the TIG welder when I bought this welder, and it only has a 12 and a half. The other size was 12 and a half, but the trigger is still only 12 and a half. So I really only got 12 and a half, because if I need the trigger, I can't go any further. So I'd have to get an extension for that also. So that's as far as I can go. Yeah, my gas is where I want it. My welding current could probably go 145, 150. Upslope, downslope. I want the downslope a little higher than that. And these are all settings for different kinds of welding. Aluminum is a very finicky kind of welding, so that has a totally different set of settings than this is steel. So anyways, that's stuff that, you know, if you buy a welder like this, it comes with the welder. And this welder, I have to say, I've been meaning to do a review on it. I bought it from Prime Weld. I got it for about $1,000. They literally had it here the following business day. It was from a Wednesday to a Thursday, something crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it. Got here faster. I ordered something the same day on Amazon before I made this order, and this got here first. It was ridiculous, and the welder is fantastic. It really is fantastic. This is an awesome welder. I mean, the high frequency works phenomenal. Like, if you know anything about TIG welding, most, you know, less expensive TIG welders, like $1,000 compared to like Millers at $4 or $5 grand, which I do have a Miller, but it's DC only. Matter of, no, it's not. I'm not gonna be able to TIG weld out there. But this welder is, I prefer this. That's why it's in my shop, because this is my favorite TIG welder. And then this is a Harbor Freight Vulcan. It was still like $1,200, but it's a multi-process. It does TIG, stick, MIG welding, spool gun, all that stuff. I use it for spool gun and MIG welding now. This is my TIG welder in here anyway. When I'm out in the field, I use the other one, the Miller, but that's only because it works good in the field, but not like outdoors in the field, like in another job. But anyways, so I'm gonna get started. I'm all set up. I'm gonna turn you guys around, because I'm just gonna do this joint right here. If you can see, I'm gonna check if you can see. This thing I can't do it with my hold off. Here we go. All right, so that joint right there, I'm gonna do. I have to grab this isn't even gonna reach that far, really? Son of a bitch. This is all I got, so I gotta bring that closer. That's great. I'm gonna have to get that extension. Wow, that sucks. This thing is just so big. Otherwise, this wouldn't be such a big deal. But the pipes, I mean, the fence is so damn big. All right. I might oxygen and acetylene fusion weld it. What that is you literally melt the two metals together just like with TIG welding, but you're not adding a third metal. You just are fusion welding them. The two metals literally melt together, which you can do with a TIG welder. I can fusion weld it with that because that thing comes out like 30-something thousand degrees. When the argon gets going and you get the plasma, the green, which is pretty intense heat. I need a filler rod. I got one right here. Okay. All right, here we go, boys and girls. What the fuck? There's something definitely not right with that. TIG, DC, pulses off. Pulse duty, no, not on pulse, pre-flow. No pre-flow, I need some post-flow. Let's turn on post-flow. Alright, let's try that. What the fuck is going on with this thing? Something's not right. Oh shit, I don't have a fucking ground. Jesus Christ, how stupid was that? I have my ground clamp on my welding table, which obviously makes sense because when I'm welding on it, it's automatically grounded, so I'm used to that, which is why I forgot to grab the ground, because usually when I put it on the welding table, it's already grounded. But I have lots of ground cable, plenty of length in ground cable, that's no problem. I'll ground this on the other side of this. There we go. Is that the right ground? Is that the one hooked up to that machine, or is that going to the other machine? Shit, that's in the other machine. Let's just switch it. All right, sorry about that. Now you'll see a real arc. There we go. I got way too much heat. I turned it up because I thought something was wrong. All right, let's try that. See, I can't like keep going in a smooth action because I don't have a lot of room. It's only a small area to weld, and this other spot right here just kind of like got messed up. The first spot because I had way too much heat, so I made a hole right in it. I have to fill that in. See, I can actually go a little bit further away from the metal because the way they do it is like the thickness of the metal. That's how far away you're supposed to hold the torch with TIG welding. So if the for example, if it's 1/8 inch thick, you want to be 1/8 inch away from the metal. That's what makes TIG welding really hard, because you have to be consistently at that exact same distance, or you know, it won't penetrate, or it'll over penetrate. And really, not having a pedal kind of sucks because I'm used to it. Here, let me turn this helmet up a little bit. I actually like my other helmet better, to be honest. Let's do a little bit more sensitivity, a little bit darker shade because I'm pretty close, and no delay. Yeah, it's darkening out, but it's not darkening out. I like my other one better. Yeah, plus this one has a lot wider view. It wraps all the way around you. All the way around your face on the sides. Oh yeah, and it's much more comfortable. That's why I wasn't feeling it. There we go. Yeah, buddy. You see all that green? That's the plasma I was talking about. That is so incredibly hot. I mean, I feel some heat even through the gloves, but not nearly. I mean, this is like incredibly hot. That green flame with the argon coming out, that's incredible heat. Okay, so that's TIG welding. This is really the only, if I do even this, it may be hard to get it outside. I obviously have to do the other side, but I have to MIG weld all of it anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take the die grinder and wire wheel that down, and then I'm going to MIG weld, and I'll show you that too. Because I would like to TIG weld the whole thing, honestly, but I can't because I have to do it outside. as I said. So I'm going to shut the 100% argon off. Here, I'll show you. I'm going to shut off the 100% argon, which is in the smaller B tank on the ground. Where can you see? There we are. All right, I'm going to shut this off. And then when you take this out, these valves go out to stop flowing and in to start flowing, and just how far in is how far it opens. So I'm going to shut this welder down, put the torch in its little holder, take the wire, put it away, and then I'm going to switch the grounds again, so this thing has a ground. All right, so we'll take this one, put it here. It was. All right, then I shut this off. I could make two separate 220 outlets, but I just kept one because if I'm using one welder, I'm usually using it. I'm just demonstrating the TIG welding for you guys. But this is the MIG welder, and this is actually another TIG welder and all the other stuff too, but I only use it as a spool gun or MIG. And yeah, it's a little more fancy looking with the screen and all that, but it's not, honestly, all the dials on the other one are fancier if you're looking for like quality welding, because that's the kind of stuff you need to have control over. So I had this on very low voltage. I was doing a repair on some automotive, like a hood for a car, actually, for my father-in-law. So for that, I didn't need much voltage at all. I had it down to 13, which is as low as you can go. So I'm going to go back up to 18 because I want to penetrate this thicker steel and melt it all together. So, and my TIG torch doesn't have a whole lot of slack on it either, but this machine's going to come right out with me. The only pain in the ass part is that big tank, not the B tank. The big tank has to come with me. So that is what it is. What are you going to do? Now I got to turn the gas on. There we go. All right. Now this is MIG welding. That's my ground. It's still on there. What the fuck, dude? Oh, great. What the hell is not plugged in here? I took it out of the other machine and did not plug it into this one. What a fucking idiot. I'm getting distracted trying to do the video at the same time. I usually never miss stuff like that. Alright. Ready? Here we go. So now I'm having to fill the gap from the hole. I started to try to fill it with that, but it just wasn't working too well. So I'm going to fill it with this. But see, this is exactly what you avoid by cutting it with that. I just burnt right through because I had too high a voltage because I didn't know what was going on. So I turned up the voltage. But I can fill that right in. And this would be a nice solid weld. This would be put together, you know, better than any clamps you could put on it. So I just kind of do a row and build it up in the spot where I burnt through, and then go on top of that and do another row, and then bond them together. It's just so crazy when you think about it. This is just liquefying the metal. It's just melting it. They both are. Especially the TIG. I mean, you get a pool of liquid metal. That's what you're looking for. That's how you know you're welding it right. Okay. So maybe this gives you a little better concept of how big this actually is going to end up being. What the hell? Where I knocked my ground off somewhere. Over here. Alright, there we go. Let me move you over here so you can see. Just doing the other side of the same thing, but this one I didn't burn through. Should be much easier. I think I got this voltage actually just a tad high. The metal's a lot thicker, but it's not thick enough for that voltage. I think 16.7. I'm gonna try. Yeah, that's better. I could actually go even lower, which is a good thing because I'm going to need to outside. Because on 120 volt, this is on a 240 right here, but on a 120, you can't go 18 volts on it. I think that's the max, but you'll end up tripping a breaker. So if I can do it on 16 in here, then I'll be good outside with it. I mean, I did it already once. I just backed into this fence a little while ago, and it's been driving me nuts ever since. Oh yeah, that's actually better. I could probably even go 15. Maybe 15 and a half. Let me turn on my exhaust fan, get the smoke out of here. So I think I've showed you guys before, but I have a serious air circulation system in this workshop. I have a commercial hood vent right here. All right, the hood vent right over where I melt the lead, and that goes into an 8-inch duct, which also has an 8-inch inline fan that has 800 CFM, cubic feet per minute, and then I have a 12-inch line that goes to this 3000 CFM vortex. That's for evacuating air out of a job site and things like that. It's incredibly effective. That will empty this entire room out of any smoke in like 3 minutes because it all goes directly out the chimney. I have everything plumbed in the back. You see the ductwork going across. That's going right into the chimney for everything. It's going right outside. So it's not going anywhere else in the building. It's not staying in here with me. And already almost all the smoke is gone just with those two, not even the big one. If I turn this one on for a minute, check this out. Sucks the whole room out in no time. Honestly, like that quick, I don't even see any more smoke. You guys let me know if you do. I mean, it's pretty fucking clear. But I only turn that on when I'm either spraying automotive paint, which is another thing I do. I haven't shown you guys yet. I'll show you one of these times coming up. I can show you something I did. I took my rims off of my Challenger, and I bought some Hellcat Red Eye rims from a friend of mine, and I painted my OEM rims because I'm going to sell them at some point probably. But these are original Dodge Challenger SRT 392 rims, if you can see them. Here, let me see if I can get my phone to give you some light, because they're wrapped in saran wrap too. Yeah, you can.